You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the podcast of my show. Remember, you can join me live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, on Conroe's FM 106.1 and 104.5, and globally on irlonestar.com. If you're a big fan of my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube and SoundCloud channels, and you're always invited to my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. The Cindy Cochran Show is brought to you by our titled sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. Call today for all your financial concerns, 936-449-5952. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. You know, that means we're halfway there. And you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show that was going to get you all the way there, yes, for today and for your week. And I'm here every day. I love that. I'll be here all week, 10 to 11. And we've got Jake the intern on the dials. So excited to have you back, Jake.
Yeah, sorry. I had a family emergency. It took me out of town. So.
Oh, well, I am so glad you're back. You're safe and all that. Because I was going to have to start having conversations with Richard. And you know how that goes. And so
yeah, that's never any fun.
So, but he got me through 2 days. And we had, I wish you could have been here yesterday. And John Petty from Technology was here.
Yeah, you had him back. I heard.
And you should have seen Richard light up.
Really?
Know, he could have taken over. I just had him for just one segment, but Richard could have taken the whole show, and they could have geek talked the whole time.
It's amazing how geeky Richard really is.
Oh, he is. He really is. And I would advise him. Of course, he already has Holly, and Holly is a great, girlfriend and just love of his life kind of thing. But I would have advised him, and apparently he didn't do this much because he did date a lot. Don't talk about Star Wars. Don't get him started on certain things that he just goes like off character in the sense that you go like, no. Because Richard's a good looking guy, but there's some things that just when people start talking about it, you go, you get uglier and uglier and uglier.
Well, there's certain environments where it's okay. I mean, there's geeky women out there too. So with those kind of women, yes. Now Holly, I don't know. I don't know if she's quite the nerd tech kind of girl.
I don't think so. But she's beautiful, so it doesn't matter. It's just she's so pretty. But he does like that stuff. It's like getting Brianna Donahoe started on the Texans or the
Rockets.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
I know. I got to have her on. I'm excited.
I told her that you really did like her. She says you've got to come on and talk to him sports because I was telling her about my being so excited that I knew about Dijon being
Deshaun. Yeah.
Deshaun.
It's not mustard.
It's not. It's. We just hope he cuts the mustard with our team. And that when you told me about that, about the draft and all, and she says, I watched every minute of the draft. And I went, are you kidding me? She says, no, I love that. All 3 days or how many days it was.
Well, the best part about that for someone like me is I don't really need to know what the analysts are saying about said players because I've done my own research and I know that. But I want to see where they go. Right. So I can have it on in the background while I do other things, and then every 2.5 minutes pops up, oh, hey, this team took this guy, and this team took this guy. And it's like, then I can start scheming and saying, well, that's why this is a good fit, or this is not going to work out.
Oh, man, I don't know how y'all do it. I just want to know if they changed the uniforms in any way. I didn't like when they went to a shorter sleeve on it. It made it look cheap to me. I didn't like it.
No change in the uniforms this year. The big news was 2 days ago on Monday, Roger Goodell met with all the owners, and they had some rule changes. And the biggest of the rule changes was the celebrations. So they're allowing quite a few celebrations they had banned about 2 or 3 years back.
Do they give it so many seconds, or can you only do?
They're time limited. They're time limited, so you can't, take
nothing political, nothing, like religious.
No, religion is fine.
That's okay.
Good. You can get down and take a pray. You can get on a knee and pray because they flagged 2 NFL players 2 years ago. One of Muslim faith and one of Christianity faith, and they penalized them. They flagged them for doing a religious, not even a celebration. Both of them got down and prayed, and and so that is allowed now. You're allowed to go to the ground. That's how they justify that.
Isn't that something? Because whenever, what was the guy's name? Kupanek, I don't know.
Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, see, did I destroy that name or what? I just overheard the news like, well, there's been a lot of uproar because this guy took a knee on the sideline. I went, well, how sweet, because to me that means somebody's praying, that they've gone to their knees to pray. I didn't know it was his rebellion side of it. But anyway, so Brianna, you got to have her on your show. You will have so
I really
much
want to.
fun with her.
I really want to. She seems like she knows. She seems intelligent.
Oh, yes, she is. She is. And I make her even look more so. So it's great. But, I have to say, one of my favorite people, I have to say that, I have to be honest, one of my favorite people are coming on today. And if I had him right up front, it's got to be a tease, Don. It's a tease. Don Wilson is going to be on in our second segment, and I am so excited. He's going to be in a book, Tom Gilbert's book called Blue Suede Shoes, and it's a pictorial, the definitive pictorial of Elvis Presley's life. And this is going to be like a great coffee table book kind of thing, where you can just sit through and just peruse all these pictures. This guy took over a year and a half getting together. And he took pictures of all of Elvis's closest friends, and those pictures are in the book, plus stories that these friends of his had, that kind of behind the scenes. Well, guess who's in that book? Of course, Don's in there. So Don's, they've already taken the picture, and I think it's coming out in August. So we're going to get a behind the scenes of what he actually said and what his story is going to be, and we'll know before the book comes out. So. Only on the Cindy Cochran Show. Only. So I'm excited about that, and I know he's waiting with bated breath. What does that mean, bated breath?
Anticipation. It's
but you're thinking bait is like
you're baiting somebody into something.
Yeah,
so it's
bated breath. Just sounds.
I don't know.
Doesn't sound very nice.
It's one of those silly old sayings.
But I'm sure he's with being anxious about being able to speak to us and be on the Cindy Cochran Show. He is the best PR person I think I have ever had in my life that I never paid. But this,
Nathan, if you're listening, she never paid you, so you don't count.
That's right. But Don Wilson is so amazing. Because he tells all his friends about the show, and when he's on the show, and he spreads the word, and that's what all of our listeners should be doing, and then we can triple and quadruple our listenership.
So, did he ever have any influence in your career, or did he ever take part in your career? Or?
No, I met him when he was 15 years old, and I took a picture of him when I was at Channel 13 I was doing the news for the deaf at Channel 13. And he came by there because they were doing a story on him because he received the last letter that Elvis Presley ever sent. And so he told a story how Elvis took him under his wing and how he mentored him and that kind of thing. So he'd been watching me, every day of his life on Channel 13 in the mornings, interpret the news. So he came by and he wanted to take a picture with me. Took a picture with me. And then about a year ago, he sends this picture on my Facebook and says, is this the same Cindy Cochran that worked at Channel 13, or is this you? And I went like, yeah. And I was blown away because I didn't have any pictures of me when I was pregnant with Chad, and I happened to be pregnant and standing there like all beaming and all pregnant with my arm around Don Wilson and this kid. And so anyway. And we started talking, and he told me about his amazing life and the adventure of what he did with Elvis. So it was so much fun to listen to him. And I mean, he drops names like you drop, change. It was just he knows everybody. And so it was fun. But he's the coolest guy all by himself. Even if he didn't know Elvis or all these people, he still would be somebody you want to be best friends with. So Don Wilson is going to be coming up on our next segment, and we're getting ready to go to a break. And so you guys get ready. And if you have any questions, come to my Facebook. My Facebook is opened for everybody, the Cindy Cochran Show Facebook page. You can come on there and message me what questions you may want to ask Don, or some insight, some behind-the-scenes stuff. Yeah, he loves that. Okay, Don, you're going to be coming up next. And so I want to tell everybody, remember that you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we are sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. We're so excited to have them as sponsors. And we will be right back. Don't go away. Right back.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran, and just want to thank you for listening. And remember, I'm live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., and you can interact with the show through my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. It's real reality radio. Hey, give your ears a treat.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wooten Financial Group's process of helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wooten Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wooten Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.wootenfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. And again, thanks to our sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. Well, as you all been waiting for, yes, he's much more interesting than I am, knows more people, and is much more infamous. So I just have to bring on, as soon as I can, Mr. Don Wilson is in the house. Yay. Well, in the phone, I guess. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, and you're pretty special yourself, Cindy.
Oh, you're so sweet. I just, Don, I promise, I feel like if I don't talk to you or know that you've been listening or something like that, it just ruins my week. So I'm so happy that you're there.
Oh, bless your heart.
I know I've got someone that's outside of our community that's listening. So, and you just moved into this beautiful home with all this land. And I told people, I said, the video you took and let me follow and it wasn't when you fell down the steps, but it was before you fell down the steps. And you took that video and it was so amazing. And I'm sitting there looking at, you have this wall of fame. I mean, all your walls are like walls of fame because you've got so many pictures up of all the people that you do know and that you've met in your lifetime. And you're going across all these people, and all of a sudden, there's my picture. I was so honored to be a part of that wall. I thank you so much. That was really exciting. And
Well, you're pretty special. I mean, I've always, liked you and been fond of you, and always, have great memories of seeing you and watching you also on, Channel 13 and so forth. So
sweet.
It's kind of full circle all these years later.
I'm telling you, when we've got this mutual admiration, it's just, club going, it's great. But Don, I looked at the pictures you sent from the new pictures you sent, And I love the front of this cover of the book. It's so cool. Now, before people feel like it's your book, it's Tom Gilbert. Is that correct? Who did this?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom.
And he's said he's been shooting these pictures over a year and a half, and he's gathering all the pictures that he could about Elvis and his life. Did he gather these pictures from people who knew him or fans, or where did he find all the pictures that are going to go in the book?
Well, about almost 2 years ago, I got a call from Larry Geller, and Larry, as you know now,
Right.
because he's been on your show,
Yes.
he was telling me about Tom, and he was a celebrity photographer, and he's photographed so many great actors and actresses, and all kinds of different subject matter, and he's had one book out before, and this book was really, I guess, more of a labor of love. But I mean, it took a lot of work, because he wanted to talk to about 75 of Elvis's closest friends that are still around, and so Larry put him in my direction, and we started talking and so forth. So I went down my address list in my book, and then I also went down all my contacts for the Definitive Elvis, that documentary that I did,
Right.
Joe Esposito. And so I did pretty much what I did back then, and would call everybody up and say, would you mind if Tom come over and talk to you and photograph you at your home or your office? And that's what happened for a year and a half. And I'm looking for all the emails right now, just all the different people, just trying to remember everybody.
Good grief. Well, I saw that you had the pictures he took. He wanted everybody in white. Why was that?
I don't know. It's just something that he did. I mean, not everybody is in white, but for the most part, he did shoot us all in white. I guess the it's just like some of the musicians are not in white, but it's like his friends are in white. I don't know if that's a theme or what. Tom will have to talk about that. But I will say that he's an excellent photographer, and he would sit down and he would really want to know about Elvis, and if there was anything personal that hadn't been out, or if there was something we'd like to share with him. And he's such a nice, easygoing guy and professional that I know I did. I know others opened up to him as well, and he has a way of making you feel comfortable and this and that. And he photographed me in a white T-shirt, and I just never wear white T-shirts walking around. But I said, I trusted him, and I said, okay, Tom, if that's what you want, I'll do it. That's the way he is. So.
Well, the picture you showed, that you said, oh, really, this is kind of weird, but no, it looked good. And then you showed the guy that one of the Righteous Brothers, what's his
Bill
name?
Medley.
Yeah. And I hadn't seen him in a long time. I had not seen a picture of him in a long time. And in fact, he could play Abraham Lincoln. He's got that look on his face. He
he does. He's got that, edge to him. Yeah, and he lives down in Newport Beach, and I'd interviewed him before and
Right.
stuff. So I said, yeah, okay, well, hold a bill, and he was very gracious, and he did it, and he and Elvis were good friends.
Oh, good. Good.
And of course, Mindy Miller. So you also know she was
Yes.
dressed in white as well. So.
Oh, I know she looked fabulous. I'm sure. That's great.
Yeah, she looks like an angel. Yeah.
That's I think I was looking through some pictures and they were like small. I saw her and that may have been. Did you post one of the pictures that they took of her? And
Yes,
sent to me?
he sent me some advanced photos. I've been sitting on this, for quite a while. So, in fact, there's some that I still have that he hasn't released, so I can't do it either. So, but
okay.
he did photograph and talk to Mother Dolores Hart. Now, she's a Reverend Mother, and she gave up Hollywood, to become a nun. But
Right.
she was in. Loving You with Elvis and King Creole with him, and she had her own career. She was also in I think Where the Boys Are.
That's right. She was.
And but anyway, gorgeous. Looks like similar to Grace Kelly, and it's very elegant. And and she and I became good friends. And she's just a doll. I mean, I never call None a doll, but she's she's a sweet person. Yeah.
Yeah, I think wasn't she at one of the one of the birthday party? Was she at the birthday party that they had a video of, and Elvis was playing the piano? Was that her that was there?
Yes. You've got good eyes. Yeah, that was I believe on the set of King Creole.
That's right.
And then Valerie Allen was there. She's passed away, bless her heart. And Jan Shepherd, who you've talked to as well. So you're just in the Elvis crowd.
I'm telling you, whenever y'all all gather together at Graceland, I mean, be sure and give me a call, because now when August 16th comes up, that's the date. Was that the day he passed away? August.
Yes, that's the anniversary.
Right, and that's coming up this summer. How many years is that it's been? 40 years. And so he would be 80. How old would he be? 80. He would be 82 today. That's just unreal. I mean, that is so unreal. I can't believe it. But I think that if all the things that people, they remember, and everybody remembers where they were when they heard about his passing, and what are the plans for, are they doing some kind of celebration of his life? Are they doing anything like that this year?
Well, yeah, what they've done is some fans are a little upset about it because of the across the street from Graceland, they've had a certain shopping center that has been there, well, since Elvis was alive, except they changed it around, to different stores, and it became more Elvis themed, but it was demolished. And now where I used to live, which is a apartment complex behind that, has become a multi-million dollar complex, just chock full of Elvis's personal artifacts that they put around, in circulation for years. But, and they've got a restaurant, named after his mother. And, I think Vernon Presley's got his own little smoke shop there, or smokehouse, that is.
Smoke shop.
And, yeah, but anyway, yeah.
Wow.
But, they've got a concert that they're going to be doing to close out Elvis Week. I know I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm just thinking of it off the top of my head. And Priscilla will be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Elvis is going to be on the big screen. They're going to have a live band. So it's closest that you could see Elvis in concert these days.
Yeah.
And also Mac Davis will be there. And
oh, man.
And, of course, he wrote In the Ghetto and Don't Cry Daddy for Elvis.
That's right. Yeah.
A star in his own right, great guy. And, quite a few of Elvis's entourage, and Sam Thompson's going to be there, the Holiday Sisters, the girls who actually sang back up for Elvis on Suspicious Minds.
Oh, I love those. Oh, they're so awesome. That would be.
Yeah.
And are they going to perform? They'll perform with the band that's going to be there? Or they're just going to be there just to say, hey?
I know that they're there to do an interview and talk, but it's possible that they will sing, because that's happened before. And of course, Larry Geller will be there.
Yes.
And geez, quite a few people are showing up because this is the big one.
I know. And you're going to be there, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to be there for all week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning to maybe go down there a day or so because it's just so much to do, and I've still got things I got to do here. But I'm going to go down there at least one day. I'm not sure which one yet.
Well, Mindy had invited me. She said, you got to come down for this. And that she says, you got to come down for this because we're all going to be there and it's going to be so much fun and you'll get to meet everybody and all that. And so I started thinking, this was like she told me a few months ago about this. And I thought that would be the most awesome thing in the world, is to be able to go down there and actually get to see the people I've talked to and then you and her and all those, Larry. That would just be a blast. And I have to.
Well, it's only 12 hours away. You drive up there.
Only 12 hours. That would be perfect. That's what I need to do. Since I just fried my last transmission on the Cadillac, I fried it and I've done so much damage to that stupid car because of curbs. I've hit curbs from the front and the back. One here in Conroe, because our curves are like so high, it's like they're going to tie horses to them or something. It's just, I don't understand it. But so I've messed up that poor car, and Sam took it in, and it cost him $4,500 to get it back. And he was like, if you do anything, he's going to put bumper, those bumper things that they do in cars, pillows all around my car to stop me from hurting it anymore. But anyway,
you'll be in a bumper car for
that's eternity. Exactly right. But that's the one I'd have to be driving to come see y'all. But anyway, I'm going to hold you over. Of course, you're going to be here for the rest of the show, and don't go away. We're going to go to Jake. Are you doing traffic and weather?
Yeah, weather and traffic really quick, and then I want to ask him a question when we get back.
Get ready, Don. Get ready. And then the main thing that we're going to tease with is what you said in the book, so that we can get a preview of that, and nobody else knows, just our listeners. Okay? Will that be wonderful, Don? All right. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show with Don Wilson, our Elvis connection. This is Cindy Cochran. I just wanted to thank you for listening. I know your ears will thank you for the experience. And don't forget to listen live when you can, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wooten Financial Group's process of helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wooten Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wooten Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.wootenfinancial.com. That's www.wootonfinancial.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay, here we go. Now listen, this is a tip of what we're going to be talking about. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, hang on. In 3, 2.
Sorry, Don. We're having some technical errors.
Okay.
All right, I'll just sing.
Slander my name. Oh, but don't you step on my blue
know
suede
him.
shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe.
He just missed the countdown.
Well, you can knock me down, step in my face, slander my name all over
This-
the place. We'll do anything that you want.
I remember listening to this on the radio all the time.
Don't you step on my blue suede shoe.
And everybody wanted blue suede shoes after this. Now, Elvis is not the one who, he didn't originate that song, right?
Carl Perkins, really.
Carl Perkins,
Yeah.
That's right. And but
I'll tell you something in a minute after you finish your train of thought about that.
no, that's okay. That's okay. Go ahead. I was just talking about how popular blue suede shoes got after that.
Well, Carl Perkins told me a long time ago. Well, see, he had it out first, and then Elvis waited a few months so Carl could enjoy his hit before he released it.
Right.
You know, and so when Elvis did GI Blues in 1960, on purpose, because the song had been so good for him, and Carl Perkins had been such a nice and good friend to Elvis, he put in the movie a fight scene and showed a close up when you fall into it in the fight. It says Elvis Presley, Blue Suede Shoes, and you hear the song on the jukebox. Well, because that little scene is in there, Carl Perkins was paid every time that was a run, and every time it was on television. So he went all the way to the bank on that.
Oh, how that is so cool! I love knowing stuff like that. That's true. That one song, how many times that played, showing. So every time it showed in the theater, every time it was played, did he get a royalty from that?
Well, that's what Carl said.
Yeah.
And, every time it's played on television and so forth, they have to pay him. I don't know how much it was, but something.
Yeah, right. Oh, how awesome. That's so cool. Royalties it's a weird animal, but, and
yeah, I mean, sometimes you might get a few cents, sometimes you get a few dollars.
Well,
if you're an actor or such,
Well, the rule now, as I understand it, is that you can play if you can play up to 15 seconds, it's really not even, I think you're supposed to stop before it gets 15 seconds, that you can play part of a song and not have to deal with BMI or ASCAP. That's what I understand. Do you understand that, or is that something you have heard?
Well, I think it's like 3 seconds, something along the lines of that, but I'm not really sure because it's not too long,
Yeah, well,
I mean,
it used to be 60 seconds. When I did the first signing with Cindy, we played a minute. We had to play a minute, otherwise we'd have to pay ASCAP and BMI. So, and we didn't have much of a budget for the first signing with Cindy. And so I just didn't sign that first 60 seconds. Then it went to 30 seconds, and we couldn't do that when I did the second signing with Cindy. So we actually paid the ASCAP BMI license. We licensed the songs. But then I remember that it got down to 15 seconds, and that's what I've heard people say on, like on Kathy Lee's, her show. She says, we're so cheap here, we only play the first 15 seconds so that we don't have to pay BMI ASCAP, because that's the rule. But so I told Jake, we just play the first 13 seconds of the song coming into it, because I love that song. So we just missed the countdown. And that helped.
Oh, okay.
Helped me.
Well, you should be okay, but I was thinking more of documentaries, but I don't know about that. But yeah, it's. I think you're going to be okay.
Yes. I don't think FCC's listening anyway. I've been trying to get the NSA to listen, and they won't do it. So, and I can't get anybody to listen. Anyway.
You'd be surprised.
Really, I mean, there's some times when we were doing not Mark and Cindy, when I took the show first by myself, and we weren't under any guidelines. We weren't community radio at that time, so I could say whatever I wanted to, and I was very political, for crying out loud, and it wasn't a difficult thing to guess who I was for. But now I have to be so restrained, and I can let you say anything you want to say politically or religious wise, but I have to just go, that's very interesting. Oh, isn't that nice? And that is so antithesis of my personality. And we learned that word, didn't we, Jake?
We learned that word, yes,
That's
we
right.
did.
I asked Jake last week, I said, do you know what antithesis means?
I'm so proud of you, Cindy. You learn things all the time.
I do. I love that word, because that's who I am to. Sam was on. My husband was on. That you were so sweet. What you said thrilled him. But he was on, and I was telling the opposites attract kind of thing. I said, I am the antithesis of Sam's personality and he's so good at being consistent, and he saves his money, and he's so good with money. He's so good with everything. And why he married me, I don't know. I think he thought he could train me and mold me into his image, but it didn't happen. But anyway, so Don, since we've started with Blue Suede Shoes, and you gave us that great story of Carl Perkins, now I have that to treasure. We want to know what you said. What was your story? You have so many stories about Elvis. It's like you and Mindy. Which would you choose? And Larry, what would y'all choose to say? But what did you choose to say about Elvis Presley?
Well, before I do that, and I will answer it, I will ask you. I'm going to ask you a trivia question while I got it in my mind.
Okay.
You and music and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. The Archies, Sugar Sugar.
Oh yes.
Okay. Now, do you know who actually did the vocals on that song? Because the girl singer is actually in this new book. She was a friend of Elvis.
I don't know who did it. I don't know who did the vocal.
Okay, Ron Dante, who actually became a producer for Barry Manilow later, was actually the one who did the vocal for Sugar Sugar. But the female voice is Toni Wine. And, she did some backup a lot on the records and stuff, but she's the one, and she's going to be in the book. And so is Tony Orlando, who was a good friend of Elvis. So anyway.
That's so, I love that song. It was such a bubblegum, song, and everybody, thought it would be nothing. And then it hung on. That was in 1969, that song.
Number one song of the year. Yeah.
Number one song. And I love that song. That's so cool. And to know that, because I love the Archies. I still read Archie comic books. I may have the largest collection of Archie comic books in Southwest. I love it. And I used to have to take my kids in when they looked like they may be old enough to read and get the comic books and act like it was for them. I was embarrassed at a certain point, but I love the Archies. Okay, so
Elvis did too. I've got a picture of him where he's looking in the comics, in his 50s. Yeah, I have to get that to you. And I guess I'm going to have to get Ron Dante on your show, and maybe he can sing Sugar Sugar to you, because he's a friend of mine.
Oh my word! Oh, Be Still My Heart. That is so awesome. That would be great. I love that. That is okay. Now, it's time to reveal.
Back to you.
What you said.
Back to your question.
Yes.
Right. Well, I have one page. Now, I have 2 pages in the book. I don't know what the other page is, because Tom hasn't told me. But
okay.
One of Elvis's expressions was "whatever works, man," and that's the title of this little story.
Uh-huh.
And I do tell about how my dad had known Elvis in the 50s, and our story about meeting at the Astorworld Hotel that I've told to you on your show, and how my father kind of teased Elvis, and Elvis saying to me, "It's nice to meet you, kid," and mussing up my hair,
That's so awesome.
And then, right, and then, there's also a headline that says "You're not going to die," because they told me that I had a kidney disease and I would not live beyond a certain point, and it talks about how Elvis had met with me, and he told me that he said, "You're not going to die," and he did like what they call a Reiki type healing, where he said to me, that like a lot of these, preachers say they're healing you and everything, it's nothing like that. He said, what it is if you believe that God will heal you, it will happen. And so he put his hand, he didn't even touch me, but he's right behind, I had a kidney disease, and he put it right behind my kidneys, and I could feel the heat, boy, I tell you. And then I went into remission. And that was 40 years ago, roughly. And I still have some after effects from it, but I never told this. Well, I did tell the story one time briefly in the Definitive Elvis, but Larry Gellert told me that I should tell it in the book, and I did.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Did you? And Elvis knew that? Elvis knew that you had gone into remission, or did he?
Well, yeah, he knew that I went into remission and everything, but yeah, I mean, I was in awful shape, and Charlie Hodge took me up to see him, and it's just he did the same thing with Jerry Schilling, and Jerry was, at the time, suffering from a motorcycle accident, and the actress Julie Parrish, and it's quite a few of Elvis's friends that he did that. And
Boy,
since
that is
then,
not known. I mean, nobody knows about that.
Right, and since that time, I actually was taught Reiki, and I've got my first certificate now to where I can do it as well. And so it's that's another show.
I can't wait for that show. I know that people that go to a masseuse, and the masseuse will talk about their training and stuff, and how when they put their hands over your body, that they feel a hot spot. They know where you're having problems just by the temperature change, and it gets weird. I mean, you're like, wait, this is way out of hand. No, but it's true, and I certainly, something like that happens. Oh yeah, that's great. And Elvis knows that it wasn't Elvis doing stuff. It was your belief that what could happen and what could be. And I love that story. That's so great. Listen, Don, we got to take a break. You got to hold on, because we'll be back. Okay. I wish this was a 3-hour show now. Never have I ever wished it was a 3-hour show, ever, believe me. But this would be the one I'd like to have. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show. We got Don Wilson on the line. That's going to be in the new Blue Suede Shoe book, Blue Suede Shoes, pictorial of Elvis's life. Okay, we'll be right back. Do not go away.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wooten Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wooten Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wooten Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.wootenfinancial.com. That's www.wootonfinancial.com.
Hi, this is Cindy. Thank you for taking the time to snuggle up with a good computer and a latte grande and listen to the Cindy Cochran Show, having fun with the world's news and local happenings in your own backyard.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for joining us. And we also always want to thank the Wooten Financial Group, because they're our sponsors. Don Wilson's on the line with us. And we've been talking about Blue Suede Shoes, the book that's coming out in August. Is that correct? Sometime in August?
August 1st.
August 1st it comes out. Now, and they can get it how? How do they, it's going to be in the stores, it's going to be on eBay, or what's it going to be on?
Well, you can go to Amazon.com.
Amazon, yeah.
And also on Barnes & Noble's site. And I can send you, I think I sent you the link, and you can put that on if you want.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
But yeah, Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And so, yeah, it's beautifully done. And Elvis's favorite actress in the 50s does the forward, Kim Novak.
Oh, boy. I bet she was his favorite actress. she's so
she's
beautiful.
one of mine. She's still a lovely gal. I met her in Hollywood a couple years ago.
Oh, she is. She is. I just saw the Boys' Night Out movie. That she did, and she was amazing. But I think that you're being in this book, and how many copies do you think you may buy?
Well, I've got one coming. I don't know how many I'm going to get, but yeah, it's 75 of all of us, and then I think it's a little over 200 pages, but it's a big book,
Yeah.
So, and they do have my letter from Elvis in there, and I really wasn't a member of the Memphis Mafia. I was like too young to really. I was more of the. Richard Davis used to tease me, so you're the junior member, Just like I had to pay my dues over a period of time. But
you had to pay your dues, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anyway, I didn't want to say that, but because he was my friend, and Elvis had quite a few friends that and sometimes the friends that you see in the book, you might be surprised that like for Hugh O'Brien, for example, was a very good friend of Elvis.
Really?
And of course, I know you remember that Western actor, don't you?
Definitely. Every Sunday night we come home, watch him after church. I love that. We had to watch every Western, and some of them were fine, like Sugarfoot. There's certain ones that are like, okay, I'll watch that. And then, of course, The Rifleman, because of his son. I had a crush on his son. But I think that Hugh O'Brien was just, he was amazing looking. He had an Elvis kind of swagger to him. So, or Elvis had swagger of him if he liked him. But I can see them being friends for sure. I can see that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Hugh O'Brien was one of my good friends too, and he had like what they call like live rounds. I can't remember exactly the way you say it, but the sound of the guns that were shot. I mean, they were blanks, but they were like full load. It sounded like a real gun. He said he did it for realism, but he actually became hard of hearing because of that.
Oh no!
Yeah. I mean, he could still hear, but he really went for realism on that show.
Right. That's amazing. I think. Okay, Jake the intern had a question for you.
I did. Hi, Mr. Wilson. It's nice to finally meet
Jake.
you. I got two questions now. So question number one is, and I think you might have already answered this. So that story you tell in the book, is that your most iconic, most memorable moment of your time spent with Elvis?
Wow. I'd have to really think about that one, but I mean, I think that it was, he asked me what I wanted to do. And, I told him I wanted to interview people, and he said, "What would you ask me?" And I was watching Barbara Walters at the time. She was asking things like, "What kind of tree you'd like to be?" Or,
right.
Yeah. And I said, "What's it like to be a superstar?" And he looked at me, and I thought he was really mad at me. And he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, "Don't ever call me a superstar again." And he said, because backwards, and he had a thing with words, it's Rats Rupus. And I don't want to have anything to do with rats or Repus or whatever the hell it is.
That was good.
And then I guess the other question is if I were to buy a copy of this book and have it delivered to you, do you think we could get a signed copy for the station?
Of course. I mean, I think it's a heavy book to mail, but I think
I don't mind paying for it. I don't mind paying for it.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Now, see.
Of course.
So you got another fan here. He was talking about a friend of his, her dad, who's suffering from cancer right now, though. But her dad just loved Elvis, and
they on the way to school every morning, he would drive her to school, and they would have Elvis just on a loop, CD after CD, and she is a diehard Elvis fan, and there's a childhood video of her wearing her dad's boots, singing one of Elvis's songs, and I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but she's like 3 years old in her giant dad's boots, and dancing around like Elvis Presley on hardwood floor.
See, that would be That would be awesome. And,
Well,
and he
my
said,
best to both of them, actually. So yeah, that's wonderful. But I'm sorry that he's suffering with that.
but I think like we were talking about, Elvis brought so much joy, so much and especially hope to a lot of people. And so it's funny when you're a superstar like that. I know he doesn't want to be called that, but if you are of that magnitude, that you know the responsibility of how people see you, and it's hard to understand why they see you that way, but they do, and they feel like you have a lot of healing powers, which we have more healing powers than we know or understand, and of course we know where the source comes from. But because
I talked to him about that. In fact, Glenn Campbell used to quote me quoting Elvis, and I just said, well, Elvis, you have a lot of charisma. I mean, I know you when you're coming in to the room without me being able to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, he said, son, the deal about charisma is that it's God's light shining through man.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Jake just wrote that down.
Yeah, that's really,
really good.
And he said, I'm just a conduit.
See, there you go. I love that. That's so good. Don, you know what time it is? We have to go.
Don't tell me it's time to go.
I can't. I can't believe I hadn't looked at that clock twice. No. All right, Don. Well, you know what this means. It means you have to come back. You're gonna have to come. You're gonna have to come back.
Anytime.
Well, you're so sweet, and I just and I do want to get you. He's going to promote the show. He's going to do a recording with us sometime. We're going to do it and promote the show. But Don Wilson, a man in his own right, that is just amazing, and a friend that is to Elvis Presley. That you were a good friend to him, and you have been a good friend to him. So we thank you for sharing your stories and your feelings about stuff. Thank you so much, and hopefully you'll be listening tomorrow.
Oh, definitely, all the time. And I'll say this real quick. Get a couple of names in there. We've got Marianne Mobley and Francine York and Celeste Yarnell in the book. Joe Caffey, Brownlee, Diane Goodman, Elvis's girlfriends, and co-stars. And so, you're going to love this book. And I want to say a hello out to Sissy Young, who's one of Elvis's fan club presidents, and she's really doing her best to really promote it.
Oh,
and
I see you talk to her all the time. So hello, Sissy, and I hope she listens to this. But if you it's when this comes out, gets closer, just make sure and we'll post it, and you can post anything you want to on my page. You know that.
Oh, bless your heart.
To make sure that we get this word out. Okay, all right. I'm getting the signal from Jake. He's doing it reluctantly, but we do have to go. Oh, and Elvis is going to take us out. Thank you, Don Wilson. You have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Love
Cindy has
you.
left the building.
Okay. Oh, Elvis, sing it, baby. All right, you're listening to Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Be sure and be here. We are here every morning, Monday through Friday, 10 to 11. We will take you out with our, of course, famous theme song, The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio. Hi, this is Cindy Cochran, and I want to thank you for checking out The Cindy Cochran Show and invite you to listen live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on FM 106.1 and on 104.5 and globally on irlonestar.com. The show you just fell in love with was recorded and will be posted on our podcast channels on iTunes and Google Play. You can even watch the show on our YouTube and on TV with our City TV Channel 12 on Suddenlink. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with me. My Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show, is always a good place to contact me through messages, to interact live on the air and ask questions, make suggestions, whatever. Special shout out to the show title sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios. And Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.